viewers, don't you go away because I know what might be happening. So you're going to see, oh, she was doing Dead Old Lady readings. I missed it. I didn't get to ask a question. Oh, I guess I'll wait till the next time. No, stick around and listen because the magic of this is that we include everyone's questions and I get them telepathically, and there's amazing wisdom to be had if you stick around and just hold your question in your heart and know that in some way you're going to get your answer. So thanks for being here. If you have not been here before, you're in for a delicious treat. This is, I'm Reverend Lunchlady, also known as Love Coach Macy, but I am the receiver of the Dead Old Lady recipes for love, and I have all sorts of, these are what the Dead Old Ladies look like. They are boxes of vintage recipes that were gifted to me, and we get to receive the universal, what do I call it? Universal laws of love through these different recipes. So if you're joining, say hello. Oh, yay. I see Louisa and Nikki and Mandy so far. And yay. Yes. The Dead Old Ladies love showing up for this every week. In fact, they are like pinging me all week with their interest in participating in this. So what are we here for? We're here to ask questions and get answers. And I like to say that this is an opportunity for those of you who are hungry for love, craving that conscious loving relationship, to get all you can eat wisdom. So we're going to get started in a second. One of the things that you need to know is that there are a couple kitchen rules, and one of them is that I ask that you bring your question in a not yes or no version. So if you're like, am I going to get married in 2 months? That's a yes or no question. If you're like, what insight can I receive around blah-bitty, blah-bitty, blah, then that gives us some room to play. And sometimes I will say, I will get the sense that the Dead Old Ladies will be like, don't even ask me that question. So if that happens, then there may be, they may be telling me that you actually already know the answer, or maybe you've asked it a million times before, or it's already been asked. So be aware that if someone in the community asks a question that matches your question, that you get to receive the answer from that question. So, yay! Say yum if you're excited to have a reading and hear what they have to say today. Post in the comments. That's the other thing. This is all based on energy. I mean, I'm getting the energy of these Dead Old Ladies through these recipes, and I'm getting pictures, and they're communicating with me. And this is not just a pretend thing. This is not a performance thing. This is real. They're really sharing with me. And also, hey, oh my gosh, hi, Stephanie. It's also, you know, your energy and presence and connection with us, Reverend Lunchlady and the Dead Olds, really helps. It becomes a community. So if you're just watching this like a TV show, that's not the engagement that actually creates more. So I really encourage you to be playing with us. And if anything resonates, even if it doesn't, you can say, oh, I don't know about that. No. Or you can say, yes, I got something from that. Or just yes, or yum, or we, or woo. Yeah. Awesome. Always a culinary pleasure of words and wisdom. Yay. Thank you, Mandy. And okay, neat. Okay, here's a question already. I'm going to read it and then we're going to kind of go in. DOLs. Thank you for greeting them. DOLs. I am meeting my new manager in person tomorrow for my review. What insights do they have around that? Wow. Okay, that's going to be a fun one. I think we have multiple stuffs. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi, Kareen. Yay. Hello, Shivanti. Oh my gosh. Yay. Oh, so curious. I have questions for you. Okay, so let's dive in and we'll begin with a general reading. So for many of you, you are part of the 30 Days of Trust series that's running right now, and or in the Super Loved Club, and this is part of your program. And so the reason why I say that is I love to start with a general question on our theme. So our theme is, how do we trust ourselves more? And just see what the Dead Old Ladies want us to know this week about that. And then that also gives people time to share a little more and put your questions into the feed. Okay, so I'm just going to introduce you to some of the ladies. Dun, 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 dun. Today we have Marjorie, and we have Betty, and we have Betty's twin sister, New Girl, and we have Lydia. Say hello to Lydia, everyone. And oh, bring it home for Abigail. And who else do we got here? We've got the Tina. Tina is in the hizzle in the cafeteria today. And Dolores, who loves Dolores? Dolores is a fan, crowd pleaser for sure. And for those of you who really need the rip the Band-Aid off, get to the truth faster, we've got the dear old Molly Brown. So any of you out there who have a fan favorite, you can certainly feel free to ask for your dead old lady of your dreams, and also know that she might say no. Don't get upset about that. It's not a rejection. It's just that she probably knows there's a better dead old lady to answer it. Okay? So it's a good practice for relationship stuff. Okay, so let's do our general reading, and I'm tuning into who would like to speak. Actually, yeah, it is New Girl. Interesting. New Girl, who, I don't know if you guys remember last week, but she just did not come home the night before we did the readings last time. I was like, where's New Girl? Still out. We've all been there, right? Anyway, somehow she made the walk of shame home and she's back. All right, so let's pull a card for our general reading around how do we trust ourselves more? How many of you would like that? Like dissolving away some of the fears and limitations. And oh my goodness, this is great. Look at how darling this little thing is from New Girl. Little piece of paper stuffed in there, home style dressing. All right, let's see what they have to say. Sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it's a clear metaphor. Other times it's interesting because they'll just tell me what it is. This one, home style dressing. Wow. Okay. Couple things are already coming. You can notice how teeny tiny this is. It's like a baby recipe frame, but it's cut out of a magazine, and the name itself tells us a lot. So, okay, we're going to get to it. The first thing they're showing me is, and I'm not sure how this relates to trust, but we'll find out soon, is stop shrinking. Stop shrinking in in any situation, when you're shrinking, that's coming from a place of fear. It's like, yeah, it's the lack of confidence. And what confidence actually means is that you trust that no matter what happens, you'll be able to figure it out, move forward, move through it, and you have your own back. That's what confidence means. So in this is kind of displaying, demonstrating the energy of what happens when you aren't trusting yourself. So it's that shrinking. So how many of you can relate to that, where you get into a situation and instead of really connecting into yourself and going, what is this? What can I do about it? Is there something that, someone I can get support from, or something I can learn here? And, yet, so this is really awesome. So home style dressing. What do? You come home. You come home to that place in you and you go, hey, you notice the cues. You're noticing the cues that your body is shrinking, and you're going, okay, this is what I'm aware of. And this is so important to expand into our awareness. If any of you have done or haven't done, it doesn't matter. Round 2 of the Love Incubator is coming up in August, and we're really going to work on these things of, being able to strengthen how we relate to ourselves in terms of creating that safety within ourselves. When you can come home, that is a practice in cultivating safety within you. I love this. Yep. So it's totally what I suspected. I love it when that happens. I go look at the recipe and I'm like, oh yeah. Okay, so there's 2 things in here. 2 things in here that are in Dead Old Lady speak. One is a can of Campbell's soup. Anytime they show us these like classic canned good items, that essentially what that means is that you pull it off the shelf every time you open it, whether you had one 10 years ago or a week ago, it is consistently the same. So can you create this habit within yourself where the baseline, the home, is that you go, hey, what's here? And when you do that, guess what happens? You're not shrinking anymore. In fact, this card becomes so big you can't even fit it into a recipe box. Yeah, there's no box that you fit in. You're you and you're powerful you. Okay, I don't see comments on that. What, are you crazy? What's happening, kids? Bring it home. Reverend Lunchlady needs the love. I'm human. I know I seem sort of like, mystical. But actually, I really love connecting with you. And one of the beauties of this experience is that we recognize how powerful connection is in our well-being. And I, like you, am always looking for ways to have that community and that support of like-minded people who get your jokes, have fun, also value personal development. And that's what this Cafeteria of Love Kitchen is. So show me that when things are resonating for you. Somebody said, yes, I love the question. There's a smiley face. That is awesome. I've been shrinking, a shrinking violet, and I've been trying not to go into that as much. Love that. Awesome. And if you haven't been shrinking and you're like, wow, I don't do that, celebrate yourself for that, because the more you can acknowledge it, the more powerful you become. Yeah. Home style. What was that? Gravy? Yes. Oh, yay. Stephanie's here washing dishes. You're in the kitchen too. Oh my goodness. Nikki says no shrinking zone. Awesome. Yeah, because sometimes it even shows up like, okay, well, yeah, I want to date, I want to put myself out there, and then we don't actually step into the pool. And so that can be another way we shrink. So what actions are you taking to get out there and be in the world? Okay, so just so I need your help. Will you guys help me? Because there's one thing I need to remember, and that is I do have a question from one of our cafeteria members, and I need to read that later because for the Super Love Club members, I let them send them in if they can't make it. So, okay, remind me of that. And we're going to dive in because there's a couple questions. So Steph, I see you have one up here. One of the Stephs. There's a huge Steph universe here. I love it. Okay. I am meeting my new manager in person tomorrow for my review. What insights do they have around that? They're already like jumping up and down in the kitchen, doing like, yay. They're really, so they show up like, there's this really cool big kitchen, and then you see like all of these old ladies around like an island, and they chit chat. Sometimes one will step forward, sometimes they often are cackling, or sometimes they're even yelling or throwing stuff. And yeah, that's just, it's, tough love sometimes. Okay, so I am getting Tina actually for this question. I love it. We've got a work question. Anyone else kind of have a question about work that this may relate to? Yeah, and you think of it as this, meeting someone that matters to you in person. It could be a first date. This is also first date energy in some ways. I know that, as your manager, you probably know this person, but hey, anyone who can connect. All right, so I'm finding the recipe, pulling out the recipe right now. Oh boy. Okay. I always do that. I make the sound and everyone's probably like, oh God, it's bad news. No, not bad news. Never bad news. There's no good, bad, right, or wrong in the Cafeteria of Love kitchen. It's all awareness. It's all information. And guess what? When you have some information, you can make a choice. Okay, so here's what's cooking. That's what she really says. Here's what's cooking. No G. Cookin. Broccoli salad. Broccoli salad. Okay, so, and then there is this lovely freshness of fruit. I always like fruit in the kitchen because it just reminds us of like, okay, well, what's that freshness? What is present right now? What's alive right now? It's really that kind of energy. A canned good is a very different energy, right? Canned good, it's like stopped in time. Freshness is like, oh, what's here now? Like the blueberries are right in front of me. They're delicious. They're sweet. You wait, you hoard them and save them for 3 weeks. You don't get to have them. That's the same way inspiration comes to us. If you get an inspiration, if you are like, oh, I would love to meet someone right now. I am so on a tangent right now. Sorry, Steph. But if you're like, oh, I would love to meet someone, and then you're just like, yeah, I'll do it later. You miss the energy of how the universe actually wants to co-create with you. I mean, you get the inspiration. There is some matrix occurring that you are part of that probably includes you connecting and meeting people who can contribute to your love story. Anyway, broccoli salad. Broccoli salad. Oh, Kathy Gibson. Anyone know Kathy? Anyone have a relative named Kathy? If you've been here, you know that anytime I say a name, it may be a family member, it may be an aunt or something coming through. So here's the deal with this question. I'm meeting my new manager in person tomorrow for my review. What insights do they have about that? They are actually interestingly enough, I don't know if it's you or your manager, but there's something sort of like there that's kind of hard to digest. I'm getting the sense of, this raw food thing, which in this moment, so this is not a global thing for our bodies and people and stuff, but in this moment, what they're giving me is sort of like a little chunk of something that's hard to digest. Is there something that you want to say that's kind of hard to say or share or ask for? Maybe it's a raise, maybe it's a change. There is something in the field that they are aware of that may be uncomfortable. And to me, it's like, okay, well, what words can you bring to this? It's like, it says, can be done. Can be done. It says can be done ahead of time. Mix and serve can be done ahead of time. So, what preparations can you be in your energy today, tonight, that maybe even a mental rehearsal to be there. And if you don't really sense that you have something to say, or don't sense that there's something that you feel like she's gonna say to you, I feel like there's some like little knot in there that's floating around. Just go ahead and do some mental rehearsals around things working out. And you can even say, how would I like to feel during this session? How would I like to feel after this session? And bring that. And yeah, choose that. Just say it out loud, and then you get to have that. Woo, that was really fun. You can also do that for dates, people. So how would I like to feel on the date? How would I like to feel after the date? Where did she go? I lost her. Oh, here she is, Tina. Really amazing. I actually have done this quite a bit, and it's a cool tool. All right, general comments. Here we go. Where did everyone go? Okay. Okay, wow. Yes, I have something that I'm nervous to bring up. So, okay. Yeah, I would say that then, because there's obviously that little broccoli bit in the gut, I would say, don't be afraid to have that part of it in there. If you're actually kind of nervous about saying this, just say, I'm a little uncomfortable to bring this up. You might want to actually say those words. You might not, but practice in your mental rehearsal. Like, here's some things. Also, remember, you are a leader. You are a leader. You are what, and this is, from my corporate world memories, that, you want to demonstrate that you can say the hard things and be that kind of leader. And I think one of the other ways you can do it specifically in that is to also recognize what it is that you're saying and how that actually benefits the company, and kind of paint that picture too. Anyway, because they always want to know how it's going to benefit them. So if you're like, well, this is kind of hard to say, but here's why I'm saying it, because I see that, this can be improved, or that productivity can be better, or make money, all the things that really matter to them. Oh my gosh. Yay. Okay. Who else got some nuggets from that? Was that, yay. Okay. Awesome. Yay. Okay. Greetings, dead old ladies. You are on point the last few weeks for me. Who is this? My question is, what do I need to be aware of that if I were aware of it would change anything in my super love journey and the art and consciousness of finding the one? Well, that's Mandy. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that is a very sweet question with consciousness. We can definitely see what the dead old ladies are going to say. So this is a great general question for everybody as to like what they want you to know, what's coming up right now. And so I'm going to pick someone. Lydia is popping in. I know that there's probably a question above that, so I will come back. Okay. Coming in. Pulling. Oh, goodness. What do they want us to be aware of right now? It's kind of a cool one. It's like, what's happening in the universe right now? Whoa. Okay, interesting. Wow. Whoa. Okay. Woo. Who was that? That was Lydia. Lydia, everyone. Woot, woot, woot. Coffee cake. Whoa. Talk about a cosmic Brazilian, shall we speak. Anyway, coffee cake is a huge wake-up call. Huge wake-up call, everyone. Wow. It's like, look, I'm speechless. First of all, we got the cake part, right? The cake part is about consciousness. So that's what's kind of blowing my mind. Like, you have these things, the cake, the flour. The flour is like the consciousness, because it's just kind of this thing that creates all the things. And it's like kind of feels like nothingness, right? So that's that part. The coffee is like the literal, like, wake up. So, you know, it's the almost the question coming back to the question. It's like, what is it for you? What are you avoiding? What are you refusing? What are you not willing to admit? There's a lot of things that I see with people in the dating world who, you know, where they're just not addressing the thing. So if there is like some sort of avoidance happening, or you tend to run away, or you attract the unavailable ones over and over again, I mean, the coming back part is like being able to rewire your nervous system to be able to actually be present for a relationship. And that's something that does take care. And to me, part of the wake up is, and this was bubbling in my world this morning, so maybe this is what I was like sensing this question was, all of the ways that people kind of use the, like, I'm just going to be more positive, and just, you know, have a better attitude. And, you know, I'm really positive. See, I'm positive. Like, all of this kind of stuff is sort of like the, you know, putting lipstick on a pig thing. Like, it doesn't really hold. It doesn't have that like rootedness to it. So coffee cake is like, okay, wake up. Like, it does take some care to get to the source of things, and it's not going to be just a cheerlead your way through, because cheerleading your way through is the sort of like surface thing. Not that it's not helpful. I mean, it's definitely helpful to have a good attitude and outlook and, you know, affirm positive things, but the whole safety and security piece starts in the womb. So it's not something to just skip over. And, you know, sometimes people want to try to skip over that. So anyway, how was that? Woo, coffee cake? Wow. Tell me, Who's here? Say hello. Okay. I am going back up and I may pull out the question that is here. Yes, let me pull out the question. Uh-oh. I need to go find my phone or not. No, I'm going to look on my computer and get the question. Hi, Kareem. Yay. Okay. Let me find this question. Oh, good. I can do this. All right. All right. This is a really good one, you guys. I love this question. So, what time is it in our video? I just want to check. So, at 30 minutes, we get to this question that is, all right, here it is. Since I have grown and shifted, dear dead old lady, since I've grown and shifted and become more powerful over the last few weeks, I've become aware of my neediness for some people in my life becoming less. So less neediness for people. I don't need to ask their opinions or advice. I don't feel the need to discuss my emotional state with them as much. This has created a shift in the relationship balance, which I think they are now sensing. So how many of you have had that experience where you've had a major shift in your life to create greater, and you're really changing as a person, and then you notice that you're not quite aligned with some people in your world, and they can sometimes feel hurt by that, feel rejected by that. It's like, okay, wait, you used to be this way and now you're this way. I'm used to you being needy and pathetic and this and that and hopeless and whatever the thing is. And it almost is uncomfortable for them, even though on paper you would think, wow, hey, I'm actually growing and evolving. You would be happy for me, right? But some people feel left behind. So do the dead old ladies have any advice for handling this without causing damage to these long-standing friendships and relationships? Thank you very much. Anyone else relate to this one? This is a really important one for anyone who's doing personal development in their life. So I'm going to go to Betty for this. Betty, you saw Betty's twin sister, new girl. They do look slightly different. You can tell them apart. And Betty's a lot heavier. She doesn't want me to share that. But anyway, all right. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card for this. Let's see what we got. Interesting. Whoa. Wow. I wouldn't have expected this. Tons of canned goods, you guys. This is all the canned goods. So it's all these canned goods. Remember? Wow. Meatball veggie main dish soup. Cheesy chicken vegetable main dish soup. Notice main dish, main dish. Notice canned goods. Okay. So, but both soup, I love that. So immediately they're showing me that. It's like the biggest thing we have to be aware of is that in that situation where you are evolving and maybe your friends, so here's, friend, you are evolving and your friends are down here in the soup, right? In the soup of this is where everything we used to like, you used to be part of that soup. You used to like blend in with them, and you could rant and kvetch about what wasn't working, and oh yeah, then we feel it makes everyone feel similar and they can relate. But then if you start stepping out of the soup, you're stepping out of the soup and you're no longer that blended, like the same. You're no longer that canned good, the same as everyone else, like matching everyone else. You're standing out. Yeah, so obviously that's the question. Then it's going to be a little uncomfortable. But what I would say is, and this, you may not like this answer, is that some people will be left in the soup. Some people will be left in the soup, and it's okay. It's like, there are times in our life when we're weeding out people who no longer support our growth and evolution, or don't actually want us to change. And by us not changing, if we were to not change and stay down and do the shrinking, I mean, we started with shrinking, it's doing the shrinking, and to make our kind of dumb ourselves down to make them feel okay, then you know, it's just back into sort of a people pleasing thing, and it's back into like, okay, so now you're making them feel okay, but what are you creating on the planet really? I mean, it's just sort of mediocre stuff. So just trust that the people who can move with you, the people who actually can do that, you know, will continue to be in your world, and you just keep making choices. And what if that wasn't bad or wrong? What if that was okay? And what if, I'm not sure. Let's see, did you ask more at the end? Yeah, do they have advice for handling this without causing damage to these long-standing friendships or relationships? Like, that's, I hate to say it, but it's like, what's probably more damaging is to dumb yourself down to like make them feel good. There's going to be certain people that maybe you can have a little time with. I mean, there's oftentimes family members and stuff that you're not going to like axe out of your life or pull that weed out, but then you start recognizing more of what works for you. So some of the things that may work are that, yeah, you still maintain you in your evolution, but you kind of know what amount of time you can spend with certain people, and maybe you just don't spend a lot of time. Maybe you don't share as much with that person just because it doesn't create anything better. And then you see what works over time. Corrine says, I love this question. Great question for developing faster than others can accept this. Keep going. Amber says, you can't be in denial and cover it up with a smile. You have to be authentic. Well, do you though? I mean, here's the thing, like, what does that really mean? Because sometimes I feel like that we have, we decide that we always have to like be, that becomes inauthentic too in a way. It's like, okay, I'm going to share exactly who I am and everything that's true for me in each moment. If you are doing that just globally and you're not aware of who you're talking to, that's not authentic to you. It's not using your actual medicine woman magic. And there are certain things that, are going to be fun to share with certain people and certain things that are not. So just be aware. I think ultimately the most important thing is to be aware. What is this creating for me? What is this creating for someone else? When you're with that person, does it light you up? Does it actually create more in your world? If not, if it tends to, be kind of a buzzkill for you, then maybe you spend less time with that person. Really be aware of it. Yeah. So awesome. Okay, Nikki says, I have found that I've had to let people move on from my life as I make changes of growth, and I find it easier to accept that as the way it needs to be, as I have a better understanding of what I need in my life for my own happiness. I love that. This is beautiful. Yeah. And it is hard. It is hard. It's like, I know many of us can probably relate to getting out of that people pleasing, being the good girl, like, you know, making everyone happy, that kind of stuff. If you were in the 5-day dating camp, and day 5, we really looked at that. It's like, you know, the way of being, which I call Mama Kitty, is like, okay, you know, avoiding our own awareness in order to like have this perceived like I'm a hero for someone else and therefore I'm valuable. That, you know, that's not sustainable for a healthy relationship. Awesome, everyone. Okay. Anyone else? Woo. Coffee cake from Lydia is a huge wake-up call. Cake is the consciousness creates all things. Coffee is a wake-up. Taking better care of me, not skipping over the details by being positive on the outside. Thanks, Lydia. Okay, is there no question? Oh, Kareem, yay. Okay, here's my question. Dear dead old ladies, could you tell me how to stay connected to my own energy and not react in front of self-centered and denigrating men who want to fight, especially while discussing? Okay, let's see who wants to talk. I actually kind of feel like pulling a Molly. No, Dolores. Dolores. I love Dolores. I think she is the most popular girl in the kitchen. Don't everyone get upset. All the dead old ladies are like, ah. No, you know she is. Okay. All right, let's see. I love this question. It's kind of like the first one too. Okay. All right, let's see. Finding it. Oh boy, here we go. Oh wow. You guys, sometimes this happens where I got a couple at a time. So give me a minute. I may need a minute for this. Woo. Sea breeze salad. Interesting. Karine, are you on the ocean right now? Aren't you? Oven fried orange roughy with Italian crumb crust. Good. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So Seabreeze is sitting down here for a second. We're going straight to, they're calling me to oven fried orange roughy. Wow. Roughy. Isn't that funny? Rough. You're talking about men who are kind of, and so there's that. The Italian crumb crust is also like that fiery. They're showing me like what you talking about? You know, like the fiery Italian coming out. Oh my goodness. And it says, oh, okay. All right. So yes, she is at the sea. It's funny. You got fish and you got sea breeze salad. They're okay. Wow. Okay. So this is the thing, like, it is a choice to stay connected. If you go into, you know, resistance, reaction, defensiveness, that is coming from a place where, you know, your space of safety and security within is, you know, triggered. So it's like, oh my God, I'm not going to be safe. So that's what happens when we get into a reaction. Reaction is that. So this is about getting regulated. So we have this like orange, roughy Italian crumb crust, like, what are you talking about energy? And then we have the sea breeze salad, which is also, it has a lot of different fish in it, but it's definitely more fresh. And it's got lemon peel and lemon juice, and it's very light, like obviously a snow peas, like there's a lot of freshness, cantaloupe. So this is, what is that can regulate your system? It's actually doing these things. So learning the cues, learning that maybe you have a story within you around men that you've decided that you better have your defenses up. So what if you can start practicing, you know, whatever practices. I know you do yoga. I know you do meditation. I know you have a lot of tools in your toolkit. You want to get to those things that bring you into that state where you're doing like vagal nerve stuff, where it brings you into that relaxed state, and practice practice changing the story around that. Like, if you know that you are a powerful being, and you can start nurturing your nervous system around that, because there is like a sense, it's like you can go into resistance and reaction as a habit that doesn't actually probably create what you want, or you can come into a space of showing up. It's kind of that home style gravy from the very beginning. It's like coming home and going, okay, you know, what choices do I have right here? And, you know, oftentimes the choice would probably be to, you know, just let them have their tantrum if that's what's happening, and choose something else. Ultimately, it is about knowing that if your body has those cues of like not safe with men, then that's going to be the deeper work that you want to do. The deeper work that interrupts the response to go into the fight or flight or paralysis and reaction and all of that, and instead can go to kind of like interesting point of view that this person is spazzing out about this, like, and you don't have to go there. That is just something that over a lifetime of having the story that is needed and necessary, your body is going to do that. And it's like kind of like, yay, body, for, you know, creating that defense system. But is it valuable now? No, probably not. So that takes, you know, that's not a head thing. That's definitely, you know, I'm explaining it in terms of what I know. I mean, this is all what's called polyvagal theory stuff. And so you want to be able to practice getting into the state of safety. Hopefully that helps. And anyone else out there that you notice that in the presence of certain situations, you go into the fight or flight, you go into the fear, you go into the I want to run away, you go into, oh, I'm avoiding this or whatever it is. And so that's a really powerful thing. Awesome, everyone. Yes, the sea thing is hilarious. I love it because it's like the sea breeze salad is that state of safety. It's like, oh, you're in the freshness, you're enjoying the sea breeze. Whereas the other part is like in the oven, it's in the heat with the Italian, like orange roughy, like, rah, like, so there are other ways that you can train your body. So, you know, being able to know that doesn't have to be the way it is forever, that there is a part of you that just, you know, made that decision at one point, then yay, that's exciting, right? That the future holds sea breeze where you can be there and the breeze can just flow and they can have their thing, and you are safe being you. Yeah, that was a good one. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, everyone. I feel like this is it. I feel like this is our completion for today. And I'm so grateful that you joined us in the kitchen. We had Dolores, we had Betty, we had New Girl, we had Lydia, and we had Tina sharing with us. Yay. And yeah, so for those of you in the 30 day. We'll see you tomorrow. And everyone else, reach out to me if you'd like to play with us more. I'd love to have you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.